What's up, fuckers and fuckerettes? This is David A. Johnston, probably best known for my involvement with the Geared Up Bodybuilding podcast, as well as the head of Team Warrior Within, personal training company, Contest Prep Services. I'm here kicking off my new fan page, Building the Overman. It is a new year, a new dawn, a new era, I'd like to think. So we're going to roll this shit out, see if anybody has any interest in following along, and if not, no harm, no foul. So instead of sitting here and laying out the whole schemata of what the fan page is going to be about, the theme, all that crap, we'll get around to that. I figured that wouldn't be the best intro video, all right? I'm going to leave a little cliffhanger here, see if I can entice you a little bit before we go into the whole syllabus, if you will. So before we get into all that, I figured the obvious question to answer is, why a fan page, right? Seeming contradiction. David Johnston, hater of all things social media, hater of Facebook, hater of the kind of asshole that would make a fan page for themselves in the first place. Why am I becoming that asshole? Why am I starting my own fan page? I'd like to think my answer here is slightly unique. In fact, I'd like to think that everything I do is slightly unique. Of course, we all probably think that about ourselves. Namely, I'm doing things kind of backwards, which is usually how I do things. All right? Most people, what do? They want to be important. So they style themselves as important, start up a fan page, and then beg a bunch of fucking people to go out and be their fans. I'd like to think things are different in the sense, for whatever reason, I've seemingly already developed a little fan base. I'm not going to say I'm big time yet. A la Napoleon Dynamite, things are getting pretty serious. We're not quite there yet. But for whatever reason, my personal friends have filled up. My writings are getting shared more and more on Facebook, and I'm getting a lot of positive feedback. Apparently, there's just enough of you crazy assholes out there that you want to hear some of the stuff that I have to say, some of my musings and ponderings. So, hence the fan page, right? Now, as many of you know, I'm not a religious individual. I don't believe in God. I do believe that there's a logic that runs throughout the universe, and specifically, I'm a firm believer in cause and effect. I'm a believer in the sequencing of things. And you're going to find, in my experience at least, almost every instance of douchebaggery, every instance of somebody doing something that's silly or that can be mocked or kind of laughed or scoffed at is or can somehow be traced back to some kind of underlying philosophic contradiction. Two things that do not jive or go together that people are trying to make jive. And I believe that, David Johnston having a fan page, or the other people having fan pages rather, is precisely an instance of exactly that. All right, what do I mean by that? I believe that when most people go about it that way, it's an instance of the reversal of cause and effect. Okay? Let's go ahead and create a fan page and then beg a bunch of people to give a shit about your fan page, to be your fans. Because Lord knows you'll be important and your page will be populated with content once you have people following along. Heaven forbid you actually populate your page with content, provide value, provide a reason for people to want to follow along, and then just naturally let them follow along, right? No, that's not how we do things here in 2015, 2016 now, I guess. It's all about the marketing. It's all about the gloss. It's all about the bullshit that you can push and help enough people, swallow it and buy it. But they'll go ahead, click like, and hang on your every word, okay, which hopefully you're doing right now. So let's look at some other examples of that. Simplest example, the reversal of cause and effect. If you've ever met the kind of asshole that says money cannot buy you happiness or money will not buy you happiness, there's lots of people that that's true for, namely the types of people that earn their money doing some shit that they didn't believe in, right? Selling out, trading off their integrity, not having a passion that drove them, that made them stay up long hours, grinding it out, doing something that the next guy wasn't going to do because it was important for them to succeed, not financially, but succeed at conveying something that mattered to them to the world, all right? Now, the funny thing is, if you or any of your friends, anybody that you know, is the type of person where they did have something they believed in, a product or a service or a value that they were really fucking passionate about, and they stayed up all hours of the night trying to find a way to make it better, trying to find a way to outwork the competition, and they fought, and they never sold out. And after many, many years of this, all of a sudden, they come upon money. They succeed. Because grinders eventually do succeed. They get there. And all of a sudden, they have that money. You go ask that person if money bought them happiness, they're not going to be one bit ashamed or have one foul word to say about the money that they earned. Simple as that. Okay? The only people that sit there and espouse that bullshit are the people that came upon their money chasing something they didn't believe in the first place. Now, if we view it properly, money is just a tool, right? But in this context specifically, money is the end product of a cause, namely your productive work. And what trumps what, or what leads to what? Your productive work is what should lead to money. And money then becomes a tool to allow you to do something else that you want to do. Simple as that. So if you start chasing money as an end rather than as a means to an end, and reverse cause and effect, yeah, you're going to be pretty fucking miserable. Chances are. Because you're doing something that you don't believe in, wasting your time, and it's not something that's going to bring you any kind of long-term joy, happiness, pride, any of those emotional states that we're after, okay? So, simple example of the reversal of cause and effect, and the kind of douchebag that does that, and then sits there and tries to enlighten everybody around them because they were such a screw-up, they couldn't figure it out in the first place. Those people that do it in the right order, those people that do it the right way, we don't have a single foul word to say about the money that we earned, and earned rightfully so, by grinding it the fuck out and being proud of our product. So, same goes with this fan page. I don't know if anybody's actually going to follow along. If not, that's fine. I was writing before I had fans, and I'll be writing and probably vlogging long after I have fans once I piss off every motherfucker on the planet. That's just who I am. It's the way that it is. That said, if you get some value out of some of the things that I have to say, some of my views, some of my integrations and philosophical musings, by all means, I encourage you to follow along. You can even share the words of friends of yours and try to make them fans for me as well. So, shameful plug, there it is, begging for fans. Like I said, I wasn't going to do. Either way, it's going to be interesting. No idea where all this is going to go. Stick around next time we tune in. I will talk a little bit more about what building the Overman is, what it means to me, and my vision with all of this. So there's your cliffhanger. Hopefully that's sexy enough that you come back for episode 2. Beyond that, let's have a kick-ass year, dominate the fucking world, and build the Overman. Peace.